Hi. I'd like to share a few tips on how to survive a situation when you have to be both maker and manager. I'm an architect. My office is celebrating 10 years this year. Previously, I was in partnership for 4 years. And I enrolled in MBA when I decided to split the partnership and start anew. Throughout these 14 years, my business has been 1 to 6 people, depending on the size of the market, and currently we are 4. So whether you are self-employed, you are running a small business, or you are in startup business, you are supposed to wear a ton of different hats. So you are CEO, you are CFO, you are marketing director, you are HR manager, shipping clerk, all rolled into one. And often you will find yourself doing dishes as well. So every day you need to juggle between these roles. You have to switch between using your right brain to your left brain, and you have to switch from being maker to being manager and back every day for a few times. So actually you're being in a hybrid role. And you may ask why you keep on doing this, why don't you delegate? There are 2 reasons. You may have to because your business is not big enough and you don't have resources to hire more people. Or you may even want to stay small. You want to control the growth because you don't like the prospect of being detached from all the processes, especially from the creative process. So it can be very exhausting work. And I was reflecting on this thing quite a bit throughout the last year when I was facing growth again. And I ran, my aha moment was when I ran into an essay by Paul Graham. He's a famous guy from IT industry, and I warmly recommend his essays. He articulated that the thought process and the schedule of maker is very different from the makers. And he calls it maker's schedule and manager's schedule. You are all familiar with the manager's schedule. Probably you all have in your laptop something like this. Your day is divided into 1-hour intervals. You have smart objectives, you operate with to-do lists, and you switch from one task to another many times a day. This is not going to work with the maker, because he has, as I call them, silly objectives. He's not so much goal-oriented, he's process-oriented. The maker needs at least he needs 1 hour only to get into the state of the flow. So he operates in sections of at least half a day units, or even he needs the whole day to operate. In order to be successful in this switching from these 2 roles, here are a few tips and tricks. First, you have to be aware these are 2 different roles. And this essay really helped me to become aware about that. Then you are able to identify your role. This way you can plan ahead. And here is when most people sabotage, because they don't plan ahead the different kind of time they need. So you define time for admin mode, meaning manager's mode, or work mode, maker's mode. Work mode, the first time I tried to do this, it was very horrifying because I decided to switch off my mobile phone for the whole day, not check emails for the whole day, and have closed door policy. And I felt guilty, but the results were very good. So you need to have absolutely 0 interruption. You have to stop being manager for the whole day. So like this, you have to switch between doing things right and doing right things all the time. Manager values himself by not doing things, trying to empower others. And maker values himself by doing things. So I often say it's kind of schizophrenic because you have to be both. And here are some of my results. Thank you.